They said she didn't belong there. From the first day of training, Elena felt the stares dig into her like blades. The whispers behind her back weren't quiet, they were deliberate. Too small, too quiet. No way she lasts through week 2. Every recruit had something to prove, but Elena, she had something to bury. A history no one knew, a storm no one saw coming. The base wasn't kind to outsiders, especially not to those who didn't fit the mold. Elena stood out not because she tried, but because she didn't. She didn't speak unless necessary. She didn't joke around. While others flexed their egos, she studied, watched, listened. She wasn't building muscle, she was sharpening instinct. And the more silent she stayed, the louder their taunts got. It started small. Someone swapped her protein with flour. Then they cut her bootlaces before a morning march. Still, she said nothing. The instructors saw it but said nothing. Let them weed themselves out, they believed. And most of the time they were right, but Elena wasn't most recruits. By the 3rd week, the tension was boiling. She was still there, still unshaken, and that alone made her a threat. The others began calling her the ghost, not because she was weak, but because no one could get under her skin, and that terrified them more than any drill ever could. But things snapped on a rainy Tuesday night. 6 of them, older, bigger, louder, cornered her near the equipment shed. One stepped forward, smirking. "Let's see what the little ghost can really do." The others circled in, laughing like it was just a prank. They didn't see the way her shoulders shifted. They didn't notice her eyes narrow, not in fear, but calculation. What happened next was less of a fight and more of a lesson. She didn't scream, didn't warn, just moved. A palm strike to the throat silenced the leader mid-laugh. As he dropped, coughing and choking, she spun, ducked under a wild swing, and drove her elbow into another's ribs, 2 cracks, 1 breath. The 3rd tried to grab her. She used his own momentum to flip him over her shoulder directly into the 4th. Both fell hard. Number 5 backed away too late. She swept his legs, then turned to number 6, who had frozen. She didn't hit him, just stared, and he backed off without a word. It lasted under a minute. When the dust settled, the only one standing was the girl they called weak. The base went silent for a week. No one spoke to her, but they no longer mocked her. During drills, they watched her closely. During meals, they cleared space. Even the instructors stopped pretending they didn't notice. One pulled her aside after a 5-mile run and said, "You ever think about special ops?" She didn't answer, just nodded once. But Elena never did it for recognition. She didn't come to prove anyone wrong. She came because she made herself a promise a long time ago, never be helpless again. Not for her, not for anyone she cared about. And that night, under the yellow floodlights of a forgotten training yard, 6 Marines learned what real strength looked like. Not in size or sound or swagger, but in silence, speed, and control. They never called her weak again.